hello everyone. On behalf of the PIWC Music Ministry and the media team, we would like to welcome you to a Fireside Chat with Minister Joe Mettle. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so I know you got here yesterday. How was your flight?
It was good.
It was
You
good.
really want to know about my flight?
I do.
Are you sure?
Oh yeah, we have to warm it up.
It was alright. It was long, but okay.
Okay, so did you fly from Ghana or you...
Ghana to London and London to Boston. Ghana to London. Okay, so I'll leave the middle part.
We'll leave the
It looks like I'm trying to,
It's okay. I mean, for those that don't know, you're award-winning, actually multiple award-winning recording artist. So my question to you is, when did you get into music? At what age? Did it something that came naturally to you?
I can't remember, but I think probably around the age of between 10 and 12, I think. But growing up, I've always known that I loved music. I've always known that I wanted to do this, but I didn't know when I was going to go into full, swing. So growing up, it was more of like following music and musical stuff. I used to play the instrument, and then I started singing one thing led to the other. Started working with other musicians just to learn and pick up some of the things they know that I can apply to myself. Their strength, their weaknesses, their mistakes, everything, and then after that went solo as Joe Mettle.
So you said you started at a young age. Did you ever think of any other career paths that you might possibly want to pursue?
Oh, definitely. I think I wanted to be an architect, which I pursued. But I did architecture for a couple of years till I dropped it because I realized that I needed a full time for it, like every other job, and sometimes merging it with the music, because then I was still coming up and it was difficult, so I dropped that on the side. And then later, when I wanted to do the music well, I decided to go back to school again, and then I studied marketing, for my bachelor's, and then I joined it to the music just to be able to work it out.
Okay, so we all know you're Ghanaian, right? And
I am
as well. So we're from a very strict Ghanaian background. Did your parents always accept music as the career path? Because it's not doctors, not engineering, it's not law.
I sort of had a very funny background because we more had to struggle to survive. So it wasn't more of sit down, you're not going to do this, or because once you're surviving, it's fine. Once you're not getting into any trouble, my parents were fine. I think that it got to a point where my parents or my tried to. I live with my mom most of the time, so she tried to say, she would encourage you, so brother, say, why won't you find something that because this music thing, but she didn't forcefully say don't do it, but she still tried to also say that find something better to do than this. But I think the reason my mom left me to do it also was because she realized I was doing gospel, and it's always been her prayer that I would serve God. She loved God, and so she wanted me to. So to her, if that's the only way you can spend time in the house of God and do the things of God, then it's fine with me. That was how she was able to allow me, but it took a while.
So I guess the question is, when did you get saved? Were you always serving in church? Was that your come up into the gospel music industry, or did you have a little bit of exploring before giving your life to Christ? I
did give my life to Christ. I still didn't take the fact that I explored background from things all over the place. So a bit of the bad, a bit of I'm not too bad, but I think I was saved, but I fell a few times. But over time I realized what was more important. First of all, my salvation and the fact that God had calling and a purpose over my life, so I had to prioritize that over any earthly desires and any fleshy kind of stuff. So I turned my back against all those things and then started looking ahead to what God has called me to do. So yeah, I got saved at a very early age, but initially it was more of a church thing for me. So I had a real encounter where it went beyond just church to more like a proper relationship with God.
Right. So you started music at a young age, and you kind of have your foot into it now. Is there any areas that you think you can improve in, or you would like to improve in?
Oh, definitely. I mean, every single time you sort of like learn new things, see new things, things are changing with respect to how music is put out there and all that. So I think that each and every day there are new things in music that I'm learning. That's one. Two, even in terms of writing and stuff, I think that the deeper you get into God and the more you get into that closer relationship, you get revelations of things, how do I put it? You get new revelations of God that influences your writing, influences the things that you say and all those things. So I think that every day there's a new way. I can say or confidently say that by God's grace, songs that we wrote years ago are not the same songs that we write today. So that's the thing.
Okay. So you released your new album, Wind of Revival.
Wind of Revival.
What was the process to making Wind of Revival? How did that come about, especially the name?
The Wind of Revival was more of every year God gives us a theme to work with, and that was the theme that God gave. As for this year, it was more of like the process of an encounter with the Holy Spirit. The Wind of Revival is basically the works of the Spirit, and there's no revival without the move of the Spirit, and it's the Holy Spirit that causes a revival, it causes a stirring, it causes a change and all that. So through that process of sort of like preparing for the year, God started laying these things on my heart. I had songs already that spoke about that theme, but every single time I try to record it, I don't know, for some reason something happens. I never record, I put them aside. And so I made all those collections in the process of preparation and praying, spending time with God, waiting on Him for the theme and what He wanted to do. So most of the songs were written out of that, probably, apart from My Everything, which was back, and then a few other songs, like I said, which I had years back. Most of them was through the process of waiting on the theme for what God wants to do exactly. Yeah.
Now there's a song called Pentacles, which I recently discovered.
Because Church of Pentacles.
I have to give a plug to my people. So now, the name Pentacles obviously holds a lot of weight. How did that come about, that song exactly? Like, what was the creative process in that?
How did I even write Pentacles? I think it was same thing. It was more of a time of prayer. I remember that I was just praying and God laid it on my heart. Pentacles was actually in a prayer meeting, rather, when there was administration going on and the atmosphere was just like changed at the point, and there was a whole move of the Spirit where it felt like the day of Pentecost. So I think that was so it was more like there's a shifting in the atmosphere. The glory of the Lord is in this place, just like Pentecost. Funny enough, that's the only thing I got from that meeting. So there's a shifting in the atmosphere. The glory of the Lord is in this place, just like Pentecost. So I remember I went for a conference in Lagos, and whilst in the hotel room, I started singing it again. And then the second part, breathing life and comfort to your soul. What was the next phrase? Breathing life and comfort to your soul. Peace and calmness, fixing every woe. And then go back again and say, just like Pentecost, there's a mighty rushing wind. So it just sort of like kept coming, and then from there, the full song.
So like with writing songs, do you usually record the songs, or are you a pen and paper type?
My phone. Like my phone my phone has too many short pieces of songs. So I do that, and then when I really want to work on them, I go back and then sometimes fix the full thing, put verses or choruses depending on which one is already done. Yeah.
So you've collaborated with a lot of different artists worldwide. Jonathan Nelson, Tokoso Mambo. Is there anyone that you're looking forward to working with, or you would like to work with?
My approach more or less is like what God puts in my spirit. So I'm not too good at saying, okay, I want to feature this person I want. But then sometimes God gives you a song, a message, and you can literally hear somebody's voice or ministry in the song. And then I make the sort of like the step to say, oh, I had this song, I would love to work with you on it. So that's more of how I go about it rather than say, okay. But there's so many people I admire their ministry, so when that time comes, I'm sure we'll do it.
So let's take it back home to Ghana. If you had all the resources, all the finances, and you could have any artist there with you, I mean, I'm going to shout out Dinah Hamilton and hope, you guys will work together someday because I truly adore her.
I know, but that's not like a far reach.
It's also like if you could have
we're always
everybody
together, but I think that the time will come when I think it's a song as well. Sometimes it's not just the work, but there's a song, that this person needs to get on it. So I'm sure when we both have that song, we'll make it work. Yeah.
And obviously a lot of people are listening to your music. Who are some artists that you listen to?
That question is difficult. I listen to a lot of music actually. I actually listen to a lot. Sometimes from everywhere. But I listen to everybody. If you ask me, I would say that every gospel artist you can ever think of, I listen to all of them. Ghanaians, Nigerians, Americans, I listen to Caribbean artists, I listen to South Africans. So I listen very wide. So if I start mentioning names right now,
we won't end.
But everybody you can ever think of, I listen to. Everyone.
So growing up, were you more into just gospel music or like jazz, classic? What kind of genre of music do you gravitate towards the most?
I would say gospel because I found myself most of the time in the church. But I love jazz as well. I love reggae.
Yeah, you're kind of speaking my language now.
I think I love R&B as well. I used to listen to a lot of R&B back in the day, even though I never sang. And then I love my local content as well. And so I'm more of my boss of blessed memory used to say I've turned myself into a hybrid because I pick every sound, especially all the ones that are inside of me. Like there's too much I've put there, so sometimes I'm able to play around all of it. But I think my major kind of like music influence would be gospel because I think I listen to all walks of gospel from the late 80s one all through to the new school. That's why I'm able to like easily switch to any kind of like.
So we're in an age where we see that social media and like music streaming platforms are kind of taking the lead in the music industry, right? What would you say that is a positive impact or a negative impact? Have you kind of found a little bit of a difficulty marketing yourself on social media?
Social media has helped. I mean, I think a lot of tools that probably back in the day would have needed to make sure that our music goes global or worldwide. Social media has made it easy. Back in the day, you have to be there to be able to share with the people. But now you put it online and everywhere anybody is, they get to receive the music that you release. So I think positively it's been able to impact. Same with not just reaching them, but even sales, everything else you're able to globally sell without even moving from where you are. The negative one also is the fact that people are also able to do stuff without your consent. Sometimes you have to be sending people messages from, I have the management send and say, can you please pull it down? Someone, I don't pull it down, and all that. But it won't happen before. Nobody can illegally do or share your work without your consent. But now, that's what it is. They will upload them. Just when you upload it, download and upload it. Rather than sharing the links and stuff so that it all comes to the same point. So, but then I would say that the good ones are more than the negative ones. Yeah.
So in the music industry in general, in Ghana, across the world, is there something that you would like to change? Something that you're like, if I had the power, authority, or the finances, I could change this?
Finances, you said finances. I like the finances. I think that because we do ministry, we go out there, share the word of God with people, impact lives. Sometimes I feel like if there was enough of that, enough of finances, we can move everywhere we want and be more. Sometimes you want to do more than you do, but the finances limits you. But I've still come to a point where I think that God each day blesses us to a point where we're able to do more. And so I think if there's anything, I would want to even reach out to more people all across the world if there was more.
So you've been across the world. What is one of the things that one of the best advice that you've received that you're like, this I have to carry with me wherever I go?
Ministerially or like life. So that life, I would say, somebody once told me something. He says, I'm happy for you that you're moving all over the place. I'm happy for you that you're able to do God's work and all. But bear in mind that whatever He puts in your hands, you're a steward of it. And being a steward of it means that you need to take care of it. And He says how you're able to make it work for you and how you're able to sort of like keep it running is also important. You get it today, you might not get it tomorrow. You know, and then He said the only way people get broke is the fact that they just work for money. But you need to come to a point where apart from working for money, money works for you.
I like that.
So He says that if there's nothing working for you whilst you're asleep, then bear in mind that one day you go broke. Because you won't always have the strength to work. It will come to a point where, so make sure that there are things that you set in place that even when you're not working, those things will be working for you. So don't always work for money, but allow money to also work for you.
Right, so in the same light, are there any business ventures that you're looking into or you're excited to get
Yeah, I'm still trusting God. I'm actually looking at doing a bit of real estate and stuff. I'm still looking at it because my background is architecture. I love buildings and those kind of stuff. That's one. But in the meantime, I'm already, by God's grace, running a music company. So I have a record label. By God's grace, I have what do they call it? I have like a sound company. So we supply sound for events and things. So every major sound you see during my live concerts are from my company, you know, which we call Reverb Studios. And then we have like a live recording studio and a live rehearsal studio as well. But for now, we just run them in Ghana. So over time, we're looking at being able to spread it across most of the places that I spend most of my time.
So what is next for Joe Mettle? What are you excited about? Any ventures?
A lot of things. I think the vision scares me sometimes, but I know that God is faithful, and so once He's giving it, He would. I think also my next move, I'm looking at doing more mentorships, mentoring more people. I believe in the gift God has given me, and I believe in raising even more better people, if I should put it, or better lack of words, more people who would do more than God has used me to do. And so I think in the next few years, even though I'll still be doing the ministry, I would also be looking at mentoring other people. I've already been doing it, but most of the people are people who are around me. But where I want to extend it so that I'm able to share with people what God has more like called me or taken me through the journey that is taking me through. I'll just share with other people to also impact their ministries.
And in the future, are there any plans to relocate? You know, Ghana's nice, but I heard Massachusetts is also nice.
Massachusetts is cold.
We have summer.
So when is summer? I'm able to come every summer, so I don't even need to. But I think those kind of things, like I said, it's all time. If God says go, you go. But until then, I'm Ghana based, man. Ghana bound.
Some of us want to relocate to Ghana, but here we are.
You're still here. You can't come when I'm going. Follow me.
So, in light of today being Thanksgiving, what are a few things that you're thankful for?
I'm thankful for life. I'm thankful for good health. I'm thankful for peace of mind. I'm thankful for the provision of God. I'm thankful for His grace. Thankful for His calling. I believe that I'm where I am because God called and I obeyed. I think that it's created a lot in my life. I'm thankful for my family, thankful for my friends, thankful for the people that I do ministry with, thankful for my enemies. You help push me into the place that God has called me to. Your constant hatred and lasting. I'm serious, like it's really helped, so thank you. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for your lives. Please keep being there. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank you for sitting down with me today, and hopefully we see you more in Massachusetts. Hopefully see you to this weekend at Shabbat 2019. I would like to tell some people a little bit about
So you,
Shabbat 2019.
you need to be there. On Saturday, it's going to be a night of His glory, a night of God's presence and power. Nobody comes into the house of God and leaves the same. And it's going to be like the day of Pentacles. We're trusting God that He will move mightily in the midst of His people. Bless lives, change hearts. If there's anything, somebody will say, maybe I'm not well, that's why I can't make it, but that's even more of the reason why you should be there, because I believe in the healing power of God, that God is going to touch you. God is going to save lives. He's going to do amazing things. So if you're watching me and you're even going to be there already, please make sure that you invite somebody to join us in worship. God bless you and see you.
Thank you.